Nick Miller, I saw this just because I thought it was interesting. He said he would sacrifice multiple wins to get JJ the reps he needs to progress. Would you? Do you think the Vikings would?
I think that it depends. I think that there's so much gray area in all of this. At the end of the day, the final answer is Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So if you're the Vikings and you think you have a legitimate chance at the Super Bowl, then you're doing whatever it takes. It doesn't matter if your quarterback's JJ McCarthy, because if you win a Super Bowl this year and JJ McCarthy ends up like fizzling out and not being worth a shit,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because you won a Super Bowl with Carson Wentz. Now you can look at him being your starting quarterback. Brosmer, like, you can redraft again if you like.
Oh, definitely.
As Minnesota sports fans, as Minnesota Vikings fans, it's difficult for us to look at the bigger picture and go, well, what if they were to win a Super Bowl, because we've never won a Super Bowl. So we're left looking at it as, if this is going to lead to one playoff victory, is one playoff victory with Carson Wentz, and then you lose out, Carson Wentz leaves in the offseason, and JJ McCarthy doesn't have any more experience. If that is the final equation, then yeah, I'd give JJ McCarthy.
That's how I see it.
But that's looking at it. But that's my point, is that that's looking at it from a fan standpoint, a fan's point of view, and that could even be looking at it from a front office point of view, from an ownership point of view.
I got a counter for what you're about to say.
But the players do not think like that. And you can't lose the locker room. If you lose the locker room, if you are Kevin O'Connell and you lose the locker room because you're going with a quarterback that the players don't think should be there, then not only does that hurt you this year in your chances to like make the playoffs, make a playoff run, but it hurts you into the future, and it hurts JJ next year too, because now JJ comes into training camp and there's animosity in the locker room built up against JJ that's not even necessarily his fault, just because half the locker room sees him as somebody who was gifted the quarterback position last year even though he didn't deserve it. And so now he's got even more on his plate to prove come next year than he would have. The one thing that Miller and Kevin O'Connell mentioned this, that they won't talk about, is what's sitting behind Carson Wentz, a veteran quarterback, seeing what he does, how he operates. That means something if the alternative is JJ going in there and failing over and over and over again.